Good morning. Oh, good. We're live and we actually have sound. This first thing, I love it. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. I thought I had. Answer 3. Hey, Joe. Good morning. Hey, I can hear you. Hey, it's a start. 3. Do I not have 2s? Break out that 2. Right. Can today be second Sunday? Second Sunday of? Oh, today's Monday. Oh, that's right. Yes, it is the second Sunday. Hey, Nick, good morning. Yes, indeed. Today is Sunday number 2. Yeah, not feeling this Monday. Yeah, well, yeah. Joe, are you off today or are you working today? I'm assuming by saying it's a second Sunday, your answer is you're off. And Nick, I think yesterday you said that you are working today. You do not have today off. Yes, I work. I got to work. I wish I was a day off. Oh, really? Oh, man. Guys, I'm sorry to hear that. I am off today. I think a year and change back, our general manager was trying to, uh, trying to help people out, trying to be a little bit more reasonable. I mean, Massachusetts has some pretty, again, I think for I'm going to use the term for good liberal policies on how to help employees. And we have a number of holidays off, and the owner of the company was like, "Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm Scrooge." So he basically used to take a very hard stance. We only had we had half the holidays off that most people in Massachusetts do, and she forced the issue on them. If you're not going to give people pay raises, or you're not going to do all this thing, stop being a grump and give us more days off. And she did that. So, and this is one of those that we had. In years past, we worked this day. I test on Thursday, so hopefully all the good changes starting soon. Nick, keep it going, brother. I have corporate people coming this week, but Karen would understand. She is a native. But Karen would understand. She is a native. Karen. I should have gone in and hit that area up too. Just a second, guys. What's going on, MSA? Welcome. Karen is our CFO. Oh, cool. When you say Karen, is it Karen or Karen? That's what I was wondering. It's like, is he trying to say something? Karen. Is Karen caring or not? By the way, I hope people like. I know I did. This is the one of the other shirts my wife got for me. From actually came from the family from my birthday. We're almost there. Just got to clean it up enough just to be able to put some surface or something like that on there to get it nice and nice. No, it's her name. Yeah, I would think, but she is cool as a boss can be. That's awesome, man. Could have been more exciting if you went to one. Oh, would it? Ray. Hey, it's Buc-ee's. It is Buc-ee's. I have been to one. It's been a few years, but I have been to one. And there's a distinct possibility we might be heading down to Texas, possibly sometime later this year or early next year. For good reasons, actually. Having done a lot of this arm work here, getting things cleaned up, I'm thinking actually I might drop some putty in. Take a look at the back of the cat there. Actually, let's do it this way. Take a look. So this is the shoulder area that I just worked on and cleaned up. Sorry, dyslexia always makes me go the wrong way. I've got a lot of cleanup there. Still got a lot more to go, but it's coming out pretty okay. Whereas on this side, if you take a look, there's still a lot of that way that arm came together. I'm thinking I might have to hit that up with putty. I hit it with CA, but I'm thinking it may require more than CA to kind of get some of those gaps filled. We'll see. Great state of Texas. Absolutely. And the lovely left-wing city of Houston, which I'm happy for. I do love it. I do love Houston. Really do. In terms of major cities, big cities, it's probably my favorite. I'm kind of like thinking about this one. I do love Boston for its history, but I hate driving in Boston. Absolutely despise it. All right. I think we're almost there. Let's take another look just to see. Yeah, I think all that's left is just getting some surfacer on here just to touch up the edges, and that's it. Yeah, take it back. There's still some roughness up here. Trying to get in between the cat's head and the arm. Sorry, guys, give me a second here. Just stay away from I-1045 area that have some major road closure. Just there, yeah. Well, I mean, I've never been in a city where you haven't had some level of, either road closures or just heavy traffic. But at least you got, I mean, let's put it this way. As much as it probably sucks commuting in and out of out and around Houston, at least the roads are kind of wide enough. Everything is kind of, it's Texas, it's bigger. And that works in some ways in the favor. Boston is just like, I don't know. And the only one that's worse is New York. God, I hate driving through New York. Atlanta doesn't ever have traffic. Nice. I-10 is down to 2 lanes from like 8, and the 45 ramps are closed all directions until 20. Hold it, until 2020. Why is that? Dude, that's a major closure. What do you have, bridge issues? Hot diggity damn. Okay. I think Kitty's arm there looks pretty damn good. Scrape away some of the rest of the excess putty that kind of got on this sort of buttony thing. Except that I'm now seeing that buttony thing actually shisa. So let's see if you guys can see these things. This must be a recast of some sort, or just poorly cast in general. If you take a look at these sort of little raised bumps on the cats. Let's see if I can get some light on there. There we go. One right there, and then one right there. The one on this side is whole. The one on this side at the top it almost looks like the resin didn't completely form. So it's almost like a cup. There's an opening right at the top, which means I am going to have to fill that with, probably going to just fill it up with CA, see how that looks. Also wanted to see how this antenna thing came out. This looks like it might have come out pretty okay. This bit that I dropped in here last night, yesterday before I took off, looks better. That CA kind of smoothed things out quite nicely. They are making it better. Oh, okay. Got a couple of RC planes and kits left from the swap meet in case you wanted something. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. Right now, trying to get into another hobby, not happening. I can't. I can't. Not enough time to do something else. I'm happy with the hobbies that I do have right now, and adding another major one, especially one that comes at with certain financial implementations. All right. Let's boy oh boy oh boy. I'm gonna try CA again. See if I can use CA to fill it rather than using putty. I'd rather not use putty if possible, because this area didn't need to get built up. Adding more putty will only create it's going to require a lot more sculpting, and I don't want to do that. Clint, good morning. What's going on, brother? How are you? My son finished the HG Strike Freedom. He wants to paint it next weekend. Nice. That sounds like a fun father-son thing to do. It's a good word, Clint. Are you off today, or you have to work? Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. Got absorbed pretty well in there. All right, now we're going to fill this little divot. Let me see how things are going. George, just have him here waiting at the airport. Flight got delayed, so killing time. Oh, where are you going to? Leaving on a jet plane. I know. Where are you going? And are you going for fun, for pleasure, or for business? Okay. Let's see. Oops. Let's see a kitty like this. Heading back to California for work again. Wow. Dude, is this becoming a frequent thing for you? Or to see some friends again? We'll see how scheduling goes. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Good for you, Clint. Certainly take advantage of things like that. My wife, when she went down to Austin and Houston, was also able to, go hang out with her literally her best friend and her godmother. The wonderful Eisner family. Okay. There we go. Yeah, always enjoy the opportunity if your employment allows you to travel, take advantage of it. I'm hoping in the next year or so I'd like to do a trip out to San Diego. I think it's in San Diego for a vendor that we're looking to do more business with, at which point I will absolutely take advantage of seeing my sister. Now we're just opening a new restaurant out there, so got to be out there when it opens to public so I can make sure operations are all good. Ooh. Clint, can I ask you a couple questions? Can you divulge are you do you work for a chain, and or are you working as a subcontractor for a chain? And if so, can you tell us what the restaurant is? And if you can't, that's fine too. Not a problem. Maybe she'll post some more baby George photos. My sister, I know she shared that photo. I'm not on there, but she shared the photo of she and I on the. I know exactly where that is. That's in my parents' backyard. As you came down the driveway, the house was kind of on a not a hill, but it was sort of a two levels. It was like the ground kind of went like this, and then continued to sweep down into a field. And we were at the top of that second level in heading down to the field where, man, we used to. It was nice. Our backyard was literally a sledding course. So when there were that many, there was that much snow. Man, it was great. It seemed like we had a lot more. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been up there, but there's a lot of big piles of snow back in the day. Anyway, I remember those days. This restaurant group called Momofuku. We have several restaurants, 2 in LA, 1 in Vegas, 3 in NYC. David Chang is the creator of the company. And for some crazy reason, I don't know why, but I think I know that name. Wow. Nice. So it's almost like a high-end group of restaurants. 2 in LA, 3 in NYC. Man, LA is lagging. And no, Vegas doesn't count as part of LA. All right, let's see where we are now. So if we remember when we last left our heroes, this is what we got. Can you guys see? There we go. Just turn it a little bit. That is the robot. Not sitting flush, but I'm going to make that happen. There we go. A little bit of both, some high end and some casual. Yeah. All right. but we're really happy with how this has come out. The only thing that's left to do on this body, besides getting the leg and armor skirts on, shoulder skirts on, is to get this antenna done. And the antenna, again, just a pin, literally a pin body, came out pretty good. So we're going to glue that on into place. And then if that goes, we can start getting this thing ready for primer. Or actually, I take it back. Nope, standing back. Need to get this thing textured. Cast texturing on some interesting surfaces. And I've got to figure out what those surfaces are going to be. The main hull will definitely have cast texturing. I'm thinking, I don't know about the arms yet. The weaponry and the arms, I don't know yet. I'm going to take this off real quickly. The hatch cover will. That will. Hey, Lucas, how are you? It's been a while. Hope all is well. Thanks. I'm going to cut back on this peg significantly. I don't need it to be that long. Then I can just easily glue it into place. Turtle Man, happy Monday. Happy Monday indeed. Lucas, are you off today, or are you heading into the office? Buckhead, Shelburne Falls, and Yankee Candle flagship store for her first time. Oh, wow. Never been to that one. He was many years ago. He was a client of ours when I worked at Tweeter, the guy who owned that place originally. All right, we'll try to push that in a second. Nice. Did you guys enjoy the time there? That working. Sorry to hear that. Hey, Tony, what's going on, brother? Welcome. I will say, yeah, I like the concept of the candle stores. It's just that their smell after a while, it's like, ooh, that's a little overpowering. Let's see if I can get this thing to sit right. That's good. Morning, Joe. All right, let's get this pushed in. Shelburne Falls, I'm the same way with candle stores, but it's so big. There are plenty of sections that aren't so overbearing. That's nice. Yeah, I love Shelburne Falls too. It's a beautiful place. When we used to live out that way, Ray, we enjoyed heading over there. They got a bookstore there that we'd love to check out. This is going to be fun. There we go. All right, I'm going to glue this into place. There we go. I mean, pretty straightforward. I like the way it's actually now, again, it seems to be following the bend of gravity, which I'm good with. As a glass artist with a new studio that just opened up. He does fantastic work, and he makes stuff small enough to be affordable. SC, we got one of his pieces. Nice. Tony. Anyway, before I do get to forget, for anybody who's off today, congratulations. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. And for those who don't, I'm sorry that you have to go in, but hopefully the day will be relatively peaceful for you. Here we go. Okay, that is now in place. There's a holiday or something? Yeah, in theory. I'm going to play native music all day. It is. Yeah, exactly. Which is why you're working. Okay. Come on, you stupid fuck. Again, the one issue I have with this model is it just does not want to. It almost seems like as soon as you kind of set it into a certain position, it seems to want to move again. It's like, no, really, just stay like that. There's no reason why your limbs need to move. Yeah, we still be the Pringle first landed in this nation. Yeah. I'm going to watch Res Dogs when I get home. Oh, good. Reservoir Dogs. Yeah. Oh, no. Reservation Dogs, right? And the restaurant say there are only like 3 holidays. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you on that one. I mean, there are businesses, obviously, that don't have that level of flexibility, right? I guess restaurants are one of them. Yeah, right. So, as we were discussing, I think we're going to be doing texturing. Oh, fuck. See, this is the thing. It's like, do you do texturing? Well, if you do texturing, am I going to do any and I'm hoping Nick is left. Am I going to be doing any bead welds? If I were, where would I do them? 1, 2. Good fucking luck with that one. Say 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 possible locations for bead weld. Yeah, that's why I wish you weren't here. My Reservation Life, it's worth a watch. I haven't seen it yet, but I have heard it's really, really good. It is on my to watch list. And one is day after your birthday. Actually, it's not. It's 2 days. Birthday was on Saturday. I'm here. Yes, add the welds. Of course. I smell more rivets being yeah, the only problem is it's like, am I ever gonna get this model finished? If I do texturing is one thing, but if I do bead welds, especially around that backpack, ugh, it's gonna suck. I'm welding the beverage counter. Maybe you can weld something here for me. Ugh. Why? Because I motivate you to make better model. I mean, nah, ball making decisions. I know you do. You encourage me to do the thing I know I should do. So I'm trying to remember. Do I do cat? Yeah, cast texturing has to go on first, and then you put in the bead welds. Weld beads. Sorry. All right. So let's talk a little bit about this. Let's bring this model up again. So looking at this model, just in terms of, yeah. All right. In terms of what I want to do, texturing the hull. That makes total sense. I will not be texturing, obviously, this part that's sticking off. I will not be texturing the weaponry or the backpack. There will be no casting on that. There will be casting here and on the other side. These flaps will get cast. I'm looking at any area that has a certain amount of detail, like the upper arm should get no casting because it seems like it's more of a like a manufacturer machined kind of look. Texture then welds. Yeah, it would have to be because that's kind of how it is in real life. You're welding textured stuff. Weld bees, yeah. I think I will not texture the arm itself either, the any of the arm parts, because I think looking at this, they don't appear like they would because you've got all of this suspension-y bit stuff here. But then again, the lower arm is still a possibility. The upper leg, I can see being cast. This lower leg, because of all the details, both the stuff that I've added and some other details that were there, may likely not. So if something is cast, it generally is cast in one large shape, correct? Like the hull itself. It's one large shape. Whereas you're likely, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody who's done metal work can let me know, anything that has a certain amount of detail to it, or just a lot of compound angles or what have you, may not be it. So would the feet necessarily, not the bottoms, but the tops, would they be cast? The feet are possible. This lower leg, I'm not sure that I see that as being cast because it's got so many different kinds of surfaces. So you're saying, therefore, those would not have been cast. So things like, see, this is the problem. Like all of the stuff that these wires are coming out of, you're saying that those stuff would all have casting around, I mean, welds around them. The issue is like this area, I'm sorry, right there. Actually, let me point it out. Instead of with a big finger. See this right here? That detail? That might actually be cast as well. The kneecaps would be cast. Yeah, the upper arms I'm not going to cast. There's just too much stuff going on there to cast that. Everything would be cast, then small parts welded on, and some surfaces machined. machine finished. So looking at the detailing then, again, you guys don't get a chance to see this nearly as much, but looking at like this upper arm with all this detailing on here, that would not be cast. This part, I can see the lower arm being cast and then welding this part on right here. I can see that part. That I mean, cast in one shot with the lower legs. You don't have to two-part. Okay. You don't have to have a two-part mold. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the number of welds down if possible. I like the part of the model making just the idea, the imagination. Yeah, I agree, Joe. This is sort of like the ideating. I agree, 100%. Well, that's gonna suck. I could try to break this part off and then weld around it. Let's see if I can do that. If I can break this part off, I will weld around this backpack. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing that. I think we are going to be doing, obviously, welding and seams, welding around seams. Look up bell casting. They use a sand mold that gets destroyed after casting. Really? After each item is cast, they destroy the mold? Wow, it's kind of wild. Let me see if I can get this extension bit off. I want to see if I can break it off. It may be too late. It may be so fused in there right now. I don't remember if I C8'd it in place or what. I'm going to start disassembling this, guys, so we can get this thing ready for final finish. Yeah, it just depends on the intricacies of the parts as to whether it's separate or cast and machined. Yeah. All right, that's good to know. There we go. Okay. Let's bump the antenna. So far, so good. Let's remove the entire leg assembly. And we'll separate those out in a little bit. These flaps, unfortunately, are permanently in there. I could try to cut them out, but I'm not going to. That's glued in. That's glued in. So, okay, so there's the hull. I'm going to try to break this. See this extension part here? I'm going to try to break it off to be able to weld around it. It's going to be fun. Okay, I've got another question for you. How intricate would the weld be? So I can understand where you're going around like all these mates. Like, see this top part here? See, you got all that surface right there to weld into. But when you come to this side, notice you got this bit right here that's sticking out. Would you weld around that as well? Or would you just kind of leave that there, just kind of like placed on there? I don't know what, again, I don't know what the fuck this thing does. I'm assuming that's the engine for this whole thing. It may have a cat print in it. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, I could certainly weld around that as well. What would a cat do? A cat would make a dog do it. All right, let's see if I can break this part off. Let's see what happens. This could be a bad decision on my part, guys. That part is very firmly in place. What I'm already starting to see I'm doing, I'm damaging some of the plastic there. Try to get in. Wowie kazowie. Okay, yeah. Let's go see if I can cut some of it out. Whew. That's the decision you have to make. It is farther removal or permanent. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it looks to me like it would probably be part of the engine. So you know what? I'm going to weld around it. That would all have weld, in my opinion. Yeah, I would not disagree with you on that. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just do this. Okay. Texturing and welding. It is. Man, I fused that thing together nicely. There it goes. Whew. Yep, there we go. All right, so now what that gives me is the ability to get in there and actually weld inside there. And then this part can go back on afterward. That was fun in a sort of not fun way. I was kind of just expecting just like something else to shatter there. So far, so good. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of cleanup. Just the area where everything kind of got glued together, and then we're gonna start working on the assembly of this thing. In fact, I might actually even break some of this stuff off. Reduce this thing in terms of size significantly. Whew. Yeah, woo, indeed. All right. That's good. I don't care about the inside of that because it won't be seen. Rip and tear. Also, an awesome song part of the Doom soundtrack. Nice. All right, we did do a little damage, no problem. It's plastic, it can always be fixed. I will say I'm having a bit of a newfound interest in working on machining Krieger. I've not always been the biggest fan of sort of the, I think kind of like battle damage. Oh yeah, of course, you can always do some kind of battle damage or just a little wear and tear when you're putting something on. In some ways, I think machining Krieger, this is part of a conversation we had yesterday when we were talking about the paint finish, which I'm actually starting to think of maybe doing some kind of like a tabby cat finish, kind of like an orangey kind of look. I'm going to talk to my cat friendly daughter about it and get her sort of take on some of the finish work on this thing. But to give it sort of a cat like look, and then the cat inside will be a slightly different color. But one of the things about machining Krieger that seems to be interesting is it almost in some ways gets treated like armor. And I know what I'm saying. But there's this there's belief that there has you have to weather it and you have to finish it in a certain way. Oh yeah, Lucas, the pilot for this thing is going to be a cat. So the diorama or the vignette, it's not really a diorama, it's more of a vignette. The concept behind it is that this cat is piloting a machining Krieger, the raccoon, and will be standing over the over the dog in its doghouse that's just cowering. That's kind of the whole vignette concept. I don't think I'm going to get all of that done in time for the um, for our presentation in December, but I want to see if I can get a good bit of it started. At least get the machining Krieger part of it done, even if I can't get the dog in the doghouse and the base done. White, black, and orange camo is a fantastic idea. Is this a Joe theme build? We have a theme build at our club. It's called Animals. So this year you build something with an animal, which okay, I'm gonna go out and say this about some of our elderly members. Of course, they're looking at it as, wow, I can build a wildcat plane. Boy, don't go too far out of your norm, guys. Or I can build a tiger tank. Ooh, again, really stretching it there. So these guys are going to start building a lot of this stuff. So my concept was you have, granted, the model is a raccoon. So I could just say, well, this is a raccoon. Whatever. Right? Excuse me a second, guys. You say it's a raccoon, but it's being piloted by a cat. At least give it a little bit more story. I don't know. One of the things that we talked about at the Classic Plastic Show with Linda Crummett. She is one of our members. It's the models that I enjoy the most aren't always the ones that win in their category. It's the ones that tell a story. And if you can tell a good story, I'm all in. You may not win the best finish, but by God, you may actually, I'll come up to you and say, that was a fantastic, fantastic finish. I loved what you're trying to say here. Hey, Edwin. I'll just build a mini four-wheel drive animal racer. Even if I can even participate, right? Ah, shit. Bucky O'Hare. Give me a second, guys. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, can't sing. I go take a look at something for my wife. We're gonna be on until about 7:30. I'm gonna get bailing. All right, so we got that part separated. Now I can create a lot of that. So now the next step is going to be, now that I've got all that done, it's start looking at, all right, what? It's got to be a fuel tank. Why a fuel tank is there when the engine's out back? Can't answer that. I need to start looking at how I'm going to texture this. I believe when I did the tank, I did that using Tamiya QuickType. Let's pull this out. Going on to Instagram. Yay. Oh, this is going to be a while. Maybe not too much. I'm going to start scrolling through here to see if I can find where the where my little texturing analysis went so we can talk a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. Actually, wasn't as bad. So those are the, on Instagram, I did a little bit of a spoon test to see which level of texturing I liked. And looking at this, the first one, this is kind of cool. So that right there, from a texturing perspective, that was Tamiya Gray Putty thinned with Tamiya Extra Thin Cement. Looks cool, but not appropriate here. As a crack, would probably make a nifty old stucco finish. Not going to disagree. The second one, that one is Mr. Surfacer, straight Mr. Surfacer. Actually, doesn't look too bad. That one, this was not that too bad. That one there, that one right there, is Bondo. And I guess it's straight Bondo. I thought I would have thinned it, but I guess not. And this is the one that I used on the tank itself. And this is Surfacer thinned with MLT. I am pretty sure that's the one I went to. Let's see. Surfacer thinned with MLT. It looks really good at that scale. That's 1/72nd scale, which I think looks really nice. I'm wondering if it's a little, if it's not too fine for this. Maybe do I want to get something that's a little bit larger? Like I said, in 1/72nd, it looks really good. But I'm wondering if instead I wanted to go to, like, the Bondo one didn't look too bad. Not gonna lie. I mean, because this is also before sanding. That's just straight out without any sanding, if I'm correct. All right, Nick, have a good one, brother. Enjoy. Let's see. There's a comic book, cartoon toys, Bucky O'Hare, and the Toad Wars. Really running late today? Only because I'm not working today. Today is a holiday. It is Indigenous Peoples Day. So welcome. What's going on, Dwayne? Plastic Link has a good video on texturing Maquet kits. I'll have to take a look for that. Thank you. That last one. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. Actually, pull it up. Yeah, pull it up right now. No, I'm actually in the middle of something on YouTube. Okay. In fact, I'll probably call this a little short right now because I do have some stuff I have to take care of. But we'll be on for another, say, 10 minutes, maybe 15. We'll see. I mean, it's not like we're not having people kind of bailing, so I totally get it. So anyway, so the surface will be textured, and then all the little details here will get rescribed in. I'll send you a link. I have a playlist with useful videos. Yeah, I do too, but that one I probably don't. So yeah, I'd appreciate it, Ray. Thank you. Kids are off today, so you're home too. Okay. I want to pull this out for a second. One of the things I am going to be doing is I'm going to be carving out some of this to get some of that bead welding to sit in there. Yeah, not gonna be too bad. Not that it necessarily is needed, but okay. All right. All right, so we're gonna be doing a lot of this. I'm gonna be starting this. I may start later today. It depends on how the day goes, but I might start trying on some of the like some of the larger surfaces, like say like that surface right there. Just start the process just to see look how it comes out. I will say I'm getting excited as we start getting further and further into this thing. Leather padding. Interesting. This is gonna be gonna have to learn a little bit of like a little bit of a leather look. I got to figure out how to do a leather look in here. Remember watching John Bias do something a few years back where he he applied a leather he stippled on a paint layer to give it a bit of a like a what they call it, a like a rough surface type of thing. He stippled on a paint layer for seating, and then later he went back and dry brushed it heavily, a little bit heavily, and then he went back and did another dry brushing layer, and that built up some texturing that added a bit of a leather look to it, which I thought was kind of cool. There's a link for that too. I did leather on my whirlwind. I will take all hands. These are techniques I'm not familiar with, and I definitely want to study. So, Ray, fire my way, please. I've read up on a lot of this stuff, but again, until you actually implement it. So, anyway. Oh. Putting those things away. But so far, I'm pretty excited about this. I gotta tell you. The model's constructed. I am really happy with how this is all coming out. I'm really happy with it. It's part of the figure painting tutorial. That's pretty dang good. You'll enjoy it. Oh, I love figure painting. Figure painting tutorials. I need more of those. In fact, I'm still trying to see if we can get Kelsey to do a session next year. I'm gonna try. I'll reach out to her early next year and just ask. It'd be great. All right. So with that, I got to figure out what to do with this lensing here before I drop it in. actually. I'm just trying to figure out if I remember how this thing goes in. I think it just sits on the outside. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just do a lot of painting around it. Paint the framing. Yeah, this will be fine. And there we go. Good use of it. Yeah, I think so too. Did you finish Lower Decks? No, but guess what? We started it again last night. So we are we're plowing through the majority of season 4, and then we'll be starting on season 5 very shortly, Joe. Anyway, it's really good. It's funny. I look at this now, and if I were judging this model, I can see an alignment issue. It's the coolest thing. This is why I love being a judge and why I highly recommend it. The stuff you start to pick up on your own models. This part right here, it's kind of kicked over. Now it could be that way. It could be just that it needs to be kicked over a little bit. But in my opinion, because this front part theoretically is supposed to rotate. But for the most part, I look at that and just say, that really could stand to have been moved over. Alignment. Next is Tom Harpy. Who is Tom Harpy? All right. So, all right. So far, so good. We're going to leave the body there. That part will go there. We're going to start with the texturing of that. I'm going to very carefully start to disassemble. Can't remember which one. Give me a second, guys. There we go. One. I should actually mark these things as well. Give me 1 second here. This is the left foot. Tom and the Harpy song. I don't think I know that one. Pop this foot off. Oh, fuck. Completely out into the wiring. Thankfully, not too bad. That was pretty not fun. I could thin down the ball joints, but I'm just not going to. Though who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind after I do this a little bit more. All right. But with that, I think we're going to be calling it a session so I can go take care of something for my wife. Anyway, guys, stay safe and stay sane. Thanks for being on this morning. I really do appreciate it. Good, fun conversations all around. And now we are officially beginning some of the fun part of this model. Very excited about this. Very excited to see where this all ends up. I am getting stoked. I gotta tell you. All right, guys, go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you possibly can. It's a crazy, dangerous world, getting crazier and more dangerous every day. But there's hope. We just have to go out there and continue to show kindness and love and respect for other people, do right by others, and we're going to get through these tough times and things will be better. But do good, and everybody. Enjoy the day. Love you all, and I'll catch you on the flip. Peace.